हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज किरण हियर। आज हम इंटरव्यू लेने जा रहे हैं भूषण का। और भूषण ये जो है वो चिंचवड़ ब्रांच ऑफ किरण एकेडमी से है। उनका बीसीएस हुआ है और उनका जो टेक्नोलॉजी स्टैक है वो है कोर जावा, एडवांस जावा में स्प्रिंग बूट, सॉलिड जेएसपी एंड हाइबरनेट एंड देन एंगुलर। सो ही इज वेल वर्ज विद द फुल स्टैक। सो देखते हैं वो कैसा परफॉर्म कर पाते हैं। बट हमेशा की तरह इस इंटरव्यू में आपको उनके आंसर्स पे उतना ध्यान नहीं देना है जितना मेरे क्वेश्चंस पे ध्यान देना है। मेरे क्वेश्चन के बाद आपको पॉज करना है और पॉज करने के बाद सोचना है कि आप रहते तो क्या आंसर दिया होता। आइए आप भी ऐसी इंटरव्यू दे सकते हो। जो फॉर्म दिया हुआ है डिस्क्रिप्शन में वो भरिए, शेड्यूल कीजिए मेरे टीम के साथ इंटरव्यू और आपका भी इंटरव्यू लिया जाएगा। सो वेलकम भूषण।
Welcome, sir.
या थैंक यू फॉर गिविंग टाइम। ओके, व्हाट डज फुल स्टैक मीन्स?
The full stack means, sir, basically 3 layers: front end, back end, and database. It's called as full stack.
So which are the technologies that comes in full stack?
Front end like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and frameworks like React, Angulars, and back end like multiple programming language like Java, Python.
Where
And,
this Spring Boot lies?
Spring Boot.
Front end, back end, or database?
Yes.
Where it comes?
Spring Boot comes like a back end.
It comes in the back end. Okay. And let's say database. So in
Yes.
database, which database you know?
I know relational database like MySQL.
MySQL. Do you know any other database, at least name?
Yes, sir. PostgreSQL and non-SQL like
MongoDB.
MongoDB.
Okay, great. So you know MySQL, right?
Yes.
Did you ever write a queries?
Override.
Did you ever written any queries in MySQL?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So should I ask questions on MySQL?
Yes, sir.
What is a primary key and foreign key?
The primary key, it is a column in the table, uniquely identifying each row. One table, only one primary key, and it should be not null. When it comes to foreign key, the foreign key is the primary key of another tables. Foreign key allow duplicate, foreign key allow null, and main purpose of using foreign key to join two tables.
To join the two tables.
Yes.
Why to join?
Because, sir, is provide repetition, avoid the repetition code.
Okay. For example?
For example, sir, student and library. Student purchase any books. So student have a one primary key uniquely, and the books have also one primary key. So in this notes like a.
तो फॉरेन की कहाँ पे आएगी? स्टूडेंट टेबल में आएगी या लाइब्रेरी टेबल में?
लाइब्रेरी टेबल में। स्टूडेंट की स्टूडेंट प्राइमरी की इज इनटू फॉरेन की इज अ लाइब्रेरी।
ओके, तो लाइब्रेरी में जो बुक्स रहेंगे वहां पे हम उसको फॉरेन की यूज कर सकते हैं कि 5 बुक है तो एक ही स्टूडेंट को 5 बुक आ सकती है, काइंड ऑफ। सो फॉरेन की विल बी देयर इन द लाइब्रेरी टेबल, राइट?
यस, यस।
ओके, ये नॉट नल क्या है?
नॉट नल मींस नो नल वैल्यू अलाउ।
नो नल वैल्यू क्यों देते होगे?
सर बिकॉज
व्हाई वी नीड टू गिव दैट?
like need to,
if we don't want to insert any blank value, then we should be giving null value, right? It's very simple. Okay, so no problem, don't hesitate, don't be shy or something, just keep on giving into everything is correct. I know you have that knowledge, okay? Because the person who taught you is well known person, okay? So अच्छा पढ़ाते हैं, सब कुछ अच्छा है। ओके, तो कोर जावा में अगर मैं बात करूं, you know abstraction?
Yes.
In abstraction you need to know interface and abstract class, right?
Yes.
What is the difference between these two?
Interface contain only abstract method, wherever abstract class contain both types of method, normal plus abstract. The interface variable is behavior the final static like final, probably final, but the abstract class behavior variable is absolute normal class.
Okay, they are like a normal class.
Normal class.
Okay.
And cannot create object like an interface and abstract. Both are incompleted, both must have the child, both cannot declare as a final. But in interface can help to achieve multiple inheritance. Abstract class cannot help to achieve multiple inheritance.
Okay, what is multiple inheritance?
Multiple inheritance means, sir, for example, class A, B and C. C class extend to like A and B. Two parents have one child. It's called as multiple inheritance.
Is it supported in Java?
Java not supported multiple inheritance, but we can achieve using the interface.
Okay, great. So Why to use interfaces actually?
Interface to define abstract method when we don't know concrete definition and achieve multiple inheritance.
Perfect. What is concrete definition means?
Concrete means method have like body.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we don't know body, or we don't want to implement right now,
Yeah.
or maybe later, then we can use a interface, you mean to
Yes,
say, right?
yes.
Can we have any variable as a public, final, static in Java?
Public static final.
Int A, is it correct or wrong?
Yes, sir. Interface variable is public static and final by
But
default.
I am not writing interface, I am writing class. And in class, if I want to mention public, final, static, int A equal to 10.
Yes, sir.
Allowed, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not the case that only in the but interface provides by default
By
behavior
default,
of it.
yes.
But if you want to do that in class, you need to mention by your
Yes.
own, right? Right. Now coming to collection framework. Okay. So what is difference between collection interface and collections class?
Collection interface have like multiple inbuilt classes and interfaces. The use of collection frameworks, like no limitation on data type, no limitation on size, any number of inbuilt method, reduce line of code and code become more readable. And the interface have like a multiple like a child, like a set interface, queue interface, list interface, and then multiple. Then collection is a basically a class. They have like a multiple method present, like collection dot sort, collection dot reverse order.
Okay. आपने कभी यूज किया है collections class?
Yes, sir.
किस लिए किया था?
So early sort the early list.
To sort the early list.
Yes.
Okay. और कोई use?
No, sir.
No.
Sort ascending or descending order.
वो किया था. Very good, very good. Now, what is difference between HashMap and Hashtable?
HashMap and Hashtable. Okay, sir. Both are the basically classes. Both are the present in a Java util package, and both are the child of the map interface. But in Hashtable, thread shape, synchronous, and legacy class. You know, HashMap is a not thread shape and not synchronous. Hashtable using the user enumeration. HashMap using a user iterator. In Hashtable is a multi-threading application. In HashMap is a single thread application. In Hashtable, no null key and no null value allow. In HashMap, one null key and any number of null value allow.
Perfect. पूरा पढ़ के आए हो.
Yes.
ग्रेट. तो फिर थोड़ा एक लेवल बढ़ाते हैं. HashMap का सुपर क्लास क्या है?
सुपर क्लास इन HashMap.
अरे लिस्ट का सुपर क्लास क्या है?
Array list. Super class is object class.
Object is obviously there for HashMap. It's correct. Abstract list क्या है?
Abstract list.
याद रहेगा?
Yes.
Abstract list का सुपर क्लास है abstract collection.
Abstract list.
So these are the inner classes, hidden classes. Okay. You know object class?
Yes.
What is hash code?
Hash code is basically random number, uniquely number, and it is integer values. Random.
What's the use of toString method?
ToString method to represent the data like a string format.
To represent the
string format.
Data in the string format. Okay, where you have used that?
Like
Print object.
Yes, print object.
What is difference between for loop and for each loop?
Basically, for loop can be used anywhere, but for each loop we use like a arrays, like a collections. And for each loop by internally implement to for loop.
तो कौन सा फास्ट रहेगा? ऑर्डिनरी फॉर लूप और फॉर ईच?
फॉर ईच लूप
फास्ट रहेगा नहीं, क्योंकि फॉर ईच लूप से अभी आपने बोला कि फॉर ईच लूप घूम फिर के ऑर्डिनरी फॉर लूप ही है, करेक्ट ना? सो इट टेक्स टाइम.
Yes.
But if you go with the ordinary for loop, it will be simple.
Yes.
It will be faster. But to develop and more features you can achieve in the for each loop. So
Yes.
people are using it. Okay.
Yes.
Did you ever use that?
Yes, sir.
Use for each loop.
Yes.
Okay. Why to use constructors in a Java?
The main purpose of the basically constructor is a special method. The class name and constructor name is always same, and constructor do not have any return type. Main purpose of main role is constructor to create object from this class. For example, sir, original passport. Original passport is a class. The Xerox passport is a object, and the Xerox machine is a constructor.
Xerox machine is a constructor because it is constructing a Xerox and all. Good example.
Yes.
Okay. Why to use HTML, CSS?
To develop like a web applications, front end lines.
So why can't you do with the HTML? Why you need CSS?
HTML basically is a structure, HTML hypertext markup language. It is a structure of building, like for example, and CSS is a style sheet, styling for a building, like.
Mm-hmm. So what you can achieve with the CSS?
In like three types of achieve CSS, but inline CSS,
Hmm.
like
Okay. How to include CSS file in HTML?
CSS file in HTML to style tag using style.
Style tag. Okay. JavaScript. What's the use of JavaScript?
JavaScript, for example, like JavaScript use a front end, obviously, but JavaScript, for example, home, like a switchboard. To click the switch, then show the lights, show open the TV, like behavior.
Opening, switching, clicking,
Yes,
on click, and like that.
behaviors.
Behaviors, events, you can do that.
Yes,
What is this script word in JavaScript? It's a scripting language.
yes, sir. It is in scripting language.
What is the difference you find in scripting and programming language?
Yes, who knows?
Okay, scripting language you don't need to compile.
Yes.
Okay, directly it runs.
Yes.
But if problem is there, then at runtime it will show the problem.
Yes.
But in programming languages, at the time of compilation only you will get the
Compile.
error, syntax error or something.
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Then Maven you wrote, Postman, ORM, like that. You know all these things?
Yes.
In Maven, what is the remote repository and local repository?
Yes.
Okay. In Maven, from where you bring the dependencies?
Yes, sir.
मेवन में डिपेंडेंसीज होती है ना?
Yes, sir.
वो नाम कहाँ से लाते हैं हम? क्या डिपेंडेंसी का लिखे?
Like Maven repository in Google's.
Correct. Maven repository you need to find on the Google, then mavenrepository.com, so there will be dependencies, right?
Yes, sir.
What is artifact in Maven?
Artifact ID, like
It's a project name.
yes, yes.
It's a
Yes.
project name. Great. What is the use of Maven?
Maven is a powerful project management tool that is based on the POM, project object model. It is written in Java language to build the Java project, which is used to project management, build automation, and dependency management.
What is build word means?
Build means provide a structure.
Right, structure and
project
compiling
structure.
a complete structure actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great. Any ORM tool you know?
Yes, sir.
Which tool?
ORM, like Hibernate ORM.
Hibernate you know.
JPA ORM.
Okay. What is difference between JDBC and Hibernate?
JDBC. JDBC is Java database connectivity. It is a technology in Java. And Hibernate. Hibernate is an open source ORM tool or framework in Java.
Mm-hmm.
The frameworks. ORM tool. ORM tool internally implement to JDBC itself. And JDBC is not a platform. Is not totally dependent. But the Hibernate is a totally independent. In Hibernate, we don't need to create a query or create a table as a manually. Because with the help of a ORM tool, the entity classes are directly converted into a table in a database, and the property of entity classes are directly converted into columns in a tables. The object is entity classes are directly converted into row in a tables. But in JDBC, we need to create a write to scratch in the manually. In Hibernate, provide multiple function like insert operation, save or update, like a save or persist. Then retry operation, get and load, the modify operation, save or update, then remove operation, delete and remove methods. But in JDBC, it's needed to write us from the logic scratch.
Prepare statement और statement में क्या difference है JDBC में?
Basically, both are the interfaces. Statement prefer to execute a static query. Prepare statement used to execute dynamic query. Statement does not allow read and write.
Dynamic query और static query मतलब क्या होगा?
Static means dynamic at a runtime change. Static means write to like a compile time. And statement does not allow read and write a binary data, but prepare statement can be allowed the read and write a binary data.
Okay.
And statement is a slower, prepare statement is a faster.
Why it is faster?
Because he is not compiled like a line to line by line code.
It is pre-compiled, right?
It's pre-compiled.
Great. Okay. Result set is an interface or class?
Result set is a inbuilt interface present in a the java.sql package. and it is also return type of the execute query.
You know Java.io package?
Yes, sir.
Which classes you know?
Like a file
Mhm.
file handling present in a file Java IO package.
What is file handling means?
File handling file handling superclass is a file. The operation in a file handling like create file, get file information, read and write.
How to read a file?
Read file like a file output stream, object
Output or input stream?
like input stream. Sorry, sir.
Perfect.
File
It get
input
confused
stream.
many a time. So
Yes.
remember, file input stream is for reading, output
Yeah.
stream is for writing.
Writing. Yes.
Which method is useful for reading a file?
Which method use like
फाइल इनपुट स्ट्रीम क्लास है,
Yes.
उसके अंदर की कौन सी मेथड है जिससे रीड होता है? रीड मेथड.
हाँ,
इट्स वेरी सिंपल. समटाइम्स यू नीड टू जस्ट क्लिक,
yes,
एक तुक्का मारना है
yes,
कभी कभी. ओके, सो समटाइम्स यू माइट
Read.
कैच द आंसर. रीड.
yes.
हाउ टू राइट फाइल्स? व्हिच
Write,
मेथड माइट बी यूजफुल?
write
राइट मेथड. दैट्स इट. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes.
ओके. मुझे अरे लिस्ट एम्प्टी है कि नहीं चेक करना है.
Is empty methods.
मुझे अरे लिस्ट से कुछ एलिमेंट्स रिमूव करने हैं.
Remove methods.
रिमूव मेथड. मुझे अरे लिस्ट की लेंथ चेक करनी है.
Length method.
वो साइज.
Size. Sorry, sir.
Sometimes it might not be matching the question. Okay. Okay.
Length only present like a array and string.
What is the difference between array list and vector?
Array list. Array list is both are the classes, both are the child of like a list
Mhm.
interface.
Hmm.
But in vector is a legacy class. Child of vector is a stack. Stack is
What is a legacy class means?
legacy means
Older class.
older
Yeah,
classes.
correct. You are very correct.
And is a thread shape also.
What is thread shape means?
Thread shape means like
So one person goes at a time in a method. That means it is a thread shape.
yes,
The methods are synchronized.
synchronous
That means it is a thread shape.
threads.
So I will advise you. You have good knowledge, good study, and everything. So it would be better now to enhance more, right?
Yes.
And while enhancing, whatever words you are using, what trick I am adopting here, whatever answers you are giving, I am asking the question on the same answers. Let's say you said vector is a thread shape. So I ask what is thread shape. Then you will say methods are synchronized. Then I will say what is synchronized.
Yes.
Are you getting?
Yes.
So use words in such a way that you know it,
Yes.
correct, and prepare in that way.
Yes.
But that's good. I say GitHub. So what is GitHub?
GitHub like sir is a resource, online resource. We can upload a project in GitHub. Then multiple people can work at a time.
Hmm. Multiple people can work at a time. I didn't understand. What is that?
Means sir, one project can multiple people's work.
मतलब क्या?
For example, like
मतलब GitHub में आपका प्रोजेक्ट है,
Yes.
उसको बहुत सारे लोग ले सकते हैं,
less.
लेके उसमें चेंजेस कर सकते हैं और वो डालेंगे.
Yes.
ये हो गया GitHub का यूज, राइट?
Yes.
Okay. What is this organization workflow I am seeing in your resume?
Organization workflow sir, basically is a full stack project
Mm-hmm.
using like a front end Angular, back end DataJP Lombok and Spring Boot also,
Mm-hmm.
and database MySQL.
Database MySQL.
हाँ, database MySQL.
समझ लो आपको एक API बनानी है. Get all students. कैसे बनाओगे? स्टार्टिंग से बताओ. पूरा प्रोजेक्ट बनाने से लेके पूरा डेटाबेस से डेटा आना चाहिए.
Okay sir.
क्या करना है? Get all students. Okay? So
Okay, sir.
start.
So sir, basically layer first is the DAO layer. DAO layer present main annotation like a repository annotation. Create a get all data methods and also attwire like a session factory object, and create session factory, open session factory, and open session factory like a create a query, assign the name like a from like a table name from student like. Then is a fetch data like the return data like a query format to is a convert to list, and send list as a service class. Service class have also send data like a controller class like a create like a get mapping, create methods, and send data from Postman, Angular, send data.
Okay, so in Hibernate, what you will use for get all students?
Get all student. I can use like a create query.
Create query. Query interfaces.
Yes.
Right. Right also you can use, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. In Hibernate, automatically tables will get created or what?
Yes, sir.
How?
In Hibernate. So create table if not exist equal to true. If
Okay.
not exist equal to true.
That is for schema, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So again, going through your resume, I see IOC and AOP. What is IOC?
IOC stands for inversion of control. IOC is a core concept of Spring Java application, where control of creating or managing object.
Mm-hmm.
Types of IOC like a bean factory and application context. Bean factory is the factor of the beans, and application context is the inbuilt or topmost interface in a bean factory. The involved annotation in IOC like a component scan, components, at a wire, like a value, like a bean, and the AOP. AOP is aspect-oriented programming. AOP is a framework that implements to AOP in Java application. It is a key component of the Spring framework and is the widely used. It's a like a provide a function like a before, after, around, throwable. And advantages of AOP: it's avoid to repetition code, allow the developer concentrate on a business logic code, and easy to configure. We need to achieve AOP, then we must need to open the pom.xml file and add the dependency in the Spring Boot starter AOP. Then we can achieve AOP.
Good. But I didn't understand what is bean. Two types of beans you said, like bean factory and application context. Can you explain that?
Bean factory is the factory of the beans object.
Mm-hmm. And application context?
Application context is the inbuilt interface and is the topmost interface in a bean factory.
Where you have used these things in Spring Boot?
Spring Boot to create an automatically object like at-wide annotations.
So that is application context or bean factory?
Bean factory.
Okay. So in AOP, what are the advices available?
AOP like multiple advice available like so authentications, login any site.
No. Type of advices I'm asking.
Type of
advices like before.
Like before, after, around, and throwable.
What's the use of around?
Around like before and after both.
And what is throwable?
Like handle exception.
If any method throws an exception, then
Yes.
this advice will get triggered. What is point cut in AOP? That's a method on which the AOP is applied, advice is applied. Okay.
Yes.
Great. You wrote Spring Data JPA. What is that?
Data JPA, Java Persistent API.
Mm-hmm.
JPA is an internally implemented ORM tool.
Mm-hmm.
And ORM tool is an internally implemented to JDBC itself. Developer don't need to create a SQL query, create table, or create a query manually. No need.
Okay. What is JPA?
Java Persistent API.
What is the difference between Hibernate and JPA? JPA is a specification and Hibernate is the implementation,
okay.
Like interface and class. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know any inbuilt interfaces in Java?
Inbuilt interface. Yes, sir. Like queue, list, set, map, collection.
What is queue interface?
Queue data structure is a linear data structure and is an important data structure because he is using a FIFO branch, first in, first out operation. The child of queue is a DQ, linked list, and priority queue. The DQ means double-ended queue. Linked list, which is capable to achieve property like a list interface, achieve property like a queue interface. And priority queue in Java, it is a possible as a, by default priority is a minimum value priority queue. We need to assign the priority like a maximum value. We go to like a priority queue constructor and assign the comparator dot reverse order. Then we can achieve maximum value priority.
What is stack?
Stack is a class. It's a legacy class synchronized. The child of stack is a stack. Stack is the operation like a list, last in, first out order.
What is linked list?
Linked list. Linked list, it is a class.
Mm-hmm.
It is the child of like a linked list. It is the child of like a list interface and queue interface.
It's a child of queue as well as list.
Yes.
Okay. Which is better, whether to use a list or linked list?
Array list or linked list is better.
Why?
Because he is capable to achieve property like a list or queue. with the advantages.
Yeah, one more advantage is like in linked list there are nodes.
Yes.
If you want to remove some node, na, it's very easy because 3 nodes are there. So if you remove these, then these two can connect properly.
Yes.
But in array list, they're all sequential.
Yes.
So if you remove this, na, every element need to shuffle.
Sure.
Okay. Did you ever heard shuffle method in Java?
No.
Collections class has shuffle method.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. You wrote Eclipse also, IntelliJ also, VS Code also, STS also. So
Yes.
did you really use all these things?
Sir, Eclipse, STS, and VS Code is regularly used. But,
Why to use all these 3 things? Why you use when
VS
everything
Code
can
I
be done in Eclipse?
VS Code I prefer to like a front end, like HTML, CSS, Angular, and Eclipse also Java development, and STS is also Spring Boot application.
Okay, so you mean to say STS you use for building a Spring Boot applications, then you went for VS Code for developing a front-end applications, Eclipse for Java development.
Java.
Great. So IntelliJ you have not used.
Rarely use.
Okay, great. What is Java 8? What is special in Java 8?
The special in Java 8 basically introduced Java 8, the main like a Lambda, stream APIs, like a predicate.
What is Lambda?
Lambda is a perform action like a functional interface. It's avoid like lots of boilerplate code like and more be code readable.
What is stream API?
Stream API introduced Java 1.8. The stream API present in a Java util package. The stream API are used to process collection and object. The need of stream API avoid the unnecessary loops, iteration, reduce line of code, and code become more be readable. The some functional of stream API like a filter, map, distinct, minimum, get, count, to list, to array, skip, limit.
Okay. So let's say you have a list of students.
Yes.
Having age and location.
Yes.
A lot of students are there. Okay.
Yes.
I want to filter out a student having maximum age.
Maximum.
हाँ तो कैसे करोगे?
Is convert to array list to stream, and then max method is present.
Oh, in stream max method is there.
Yes.
So there you will find out age and
Yes.
automatically things will be.
Yes.
Great. Okay. तो ये सब logically आपने करके देखा हुआ है.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. HashMap में elements कैसे डालते हैं?
HashMap. Put using a put method.
Okay. What is the return type of put method?
I think a white
object. What is the return type of add method of array list? Boolean. Always concentrate on return types also, because you are studying good. What is REST API?
REST stands for representational state transport. It is a special method whose method can be called using URL, and it is also language independent. REST web services save or send the data like a JSON string format. Key and value pair in the double quote.
Okay. What is this REST? It is a what is this?
REST. It is a special program.
Protocol. It's
protocol.
Okay. If I want to update a data in REST API, which mapping you will use?
Update put mapping.
Okay. Okay. Can you explain me this organization workflow project? It's a project or what?
Yes, sir. It's a project. Organization workflow is a web application. To maintain the employee details like a status and all details. Using technology like a front end Angular and Bootstrap, then back end like data Spring Boot data JPL Lombok, and database using MySQL to store data. And
what is Lombok?
Lombok basically it's it is used to avoid the like lots of boilerplate code, like no need to add a getter setters, constructors, and toString method, because he's provided like annotation. Using annotation avoid a lots.
How to use security in Spring Boot? What are the steps involved in getting the student list from the REST API in the Angular project?
Okay. So first we need to like a TS file, create like a object, and using like a mapping, we can use mapping like a interpolation, then interpolation, event binding, property binding, or ng model like a two-way data binding. Then we can like create some function to fetch data like a database into, like create a service file, add the logic like comparator dot input the base URL, and fetch.
Okay. Components. What is component in Angular?
Component is basic building blocks in Angular application with control of flow like a user interface. In Angular application, minimum one component is necessary.
So what component comprise of? What is there in component? HTML file?
Component is like
एक component के लिए क्या क्या लगता है?
one component like HTML, CSS, TS, and also metadata. It's 4 5.
तो ये metadata क्या है?
Metadata is data in like a HTML, CSS, and TypeScript files.
Okay. Bhushan, you have good preparation, okay?
Yes.
So still I'll take for some 10 more minutes. You have done your BCS, Bachelor of Computer Science in Ambedkar Marathwada University, right?
Yes.
Then HSC, that is at 10th, at 12th, SSC in Bid, right?
Yes.
This BCS college was also in Bid?
Yes, sir.
Which college?
APJ Abdul Kalam Institute.
Why to use Postman?
Postman is the tool used to like a hit request. For example, we need to like create a REST API from CRUD operation like insert, update, delete. So in this, using a Chrome, we cannot send like a put, post, and delete request.
Okay, so you mean to say from browser you cannot set post request?
Post, request, put. So using the Postman, we can send request.
Wow, great. This is Angular 16 I'm seeing here in your resume. What is Angular 16?
Yeah.
It's a version of Angular?
Yes, sir. Version.
So which is the latest version going on in market for Angular?
I think, sir, 16, 17.
Which version of Spring Boot you have used?
3.45, I think 4.3.
4.3 or 3 or 4?
3.4.
3?
3.4.
3.4. Okay, so don't remember that 0.4 or something, just say 3.
Oh,
no problem. Hibernate?
Hibernate, I think 5.
Spring? Spring you have used, right? Inside Spring Boot, there is a Spring.
Yes.
Okay, explain me, what is the difference between Spring Boot and Spring?
Spring framework are used to build application, and Spring Boot are used to develop the REST APIs. The primary features of Spring framework is a dependency injection. The primary features of Spring Boot is auto configuration. Spring framework develop the loosely coupled application, and Spring Boot develop the standalone application. Using Spring framework, developer need to write lots of boilerplate code, but using Spring Boot, developer don't need to write a boilerplate code. Like configuration file and project structure multiple. And using a Spring framework, developer need to add a server manually, but using Spring Boot, developer don't need to add a server manually.
Which server you have used?
Tomcat.
Okay. What is the difference between add service, add repository, add configuration? These three annotations.
Add repository. Repository annotation present in like a DAO class, which is a help to like integration with the database. Then second annotation.
Service, add service.
Service annotation present in a service class is a class level annotation to write like a business logic in this class.
Okay. Add service. What's the use of add service?
Add a service.
Okay. It is all same. Add service, add repository, add configuration. Everything is same. These all three annotations inheriting add component. मतलब तीनों भी एट कंपोनेंट ही है, बट डाउ लेयर को डिस्प्ले करने के लिए एट रिपोजिटरी लिखते हैं, सर्विस को डिस्प्ले करने के लिए एट सर्विस। बाकी ऐसा कुछ स्पेशल है कि इनमें कुछ नहीं। रिपोजिटरी की जगह सर्विस लिखा तो भी वही होना है, कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लिखा तो भी वही होना है। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? Which annotation is used in runner class of Spring Boot? That is main method class, right?
Spring Boot application.
Perfect.
It is a class level annotation. It is a starting point of the Spring Boot application, and it is also group of 3 annotation: enable auto configuration, component scan, and configuration.
What is component scan?
Component to scan all the base main package or base package scan.
Can you write component scan by your own? Means it is happening automatically.
Yes.
When to use that?
Like create object from automatically.
Okay. At component scan will be used if you have some classes outside of the base hierarchy. Then you can scan that also. What is the use of add bin?
Add bin.
There is an annotation to create a bin, to create an object. Okay. Okay. Qualifier.
Qualifier it is also.
You know at AutoWire?
Yes, sir.
Why do you use at AutoWire?
At AutoWire are used to create object from automatically.
Correct. So, Bhushan, I have asked you many questions on many topics.
Yes.
And you are good. More study obviously needed for that is for everyone.
Yes.
Study is never enough.
Yes.
It is non-ending story. जितना आप करते जाओगे और पाओगे और एग्जैक्ट चीजें पाएंगे।
यस,
सही है ना? तो जैसा आपने स्प्रिंग और स्प्रिंग बुक में डिफरेंस बताया, बहुत अच्छा था डिफरेंस, बहुत अच्छा आपने एक एक पॉइंट को पकड़ा। चलो आखिरी क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, स्ट्रिंग और स्ट्रिंग बफर में डिफरेंस। स्ट्रिंग बफर और स्ट्रिंग बिल्डर।
String is immutable. String buffer and string builder is immutable. String buffer is a thread shape synchronized. String builder is a not thread shape and not synchronized. String buffer is a introduced Java 1.0. String builder introduced Java 1.5. String buffer is a slower. String builder is a faster. String buffer is a operation one by one. String builder operation all at a time.
Perfect. What is mutable?
Mutable means, sir, once we create a string, we cannot change the string.
But I can do na string x equal to hello.
Yes.
Then I can do x equal to hi. Is it yes or no?
Yes.
देखो string x equal to hello लिखा.
Yes.
बाद में x equal to hi लिख सकता हूँ कि नहीं?
No.
नहीं लिख सकते. फाइनल वेरिएबल रहा तो क्या होगा?
Final we cannot change the value of the variable.
But मैंने तो फाइनल किया नहीं.
Yes. But sir is by default immutable. String is immutable.
Okay. So immutability का मतलब ये होता है string x equal to hello लिखा ना आपने, तो मेमोरी में अभी x hello को पॉइंट कर.
Yes.
hello है. बाद में आपने x equal to hi लिखा, तो पॉइंटर चेंज हो गया, बट हेलो अभी भी उधर ही पड़ा हुआ है. इसका मतलब वो चेंज नहीं हुआ है. इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप x को चेंज नहीं कर सकते. आप x को चेंज कर सकते हो, बट हेलो अभी भी उधर पड़ा है. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इम्यूटेबिलिटी. ओके, ग्रेट. तो आपने ये भी देखा कि किस टाइप से इंटरव्यूज होता है, किस टाइप से क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, कैसे आपके आंसर्स पे ही क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, ये भी अभी ऑब्जर्व किया.
यस.
होप यू एंजॉयड दिस इंटरव्यू.
यस.
प्रोजेक्ट भी अच्छा किया है आपने, बहुत सारी टेक्नोलॉजी भी लिखी है, और हर टेक्नोलॉजी में कितना भी अंदर जाएंगे तो कमी है. जाते रहना है. रिप्रेजेंटेशन स्किल भी आपका अच्छा है. जो पॉइंट्स आपने किए हुए वो बहुत परफेक्ट है. ठीक है. प्रिपरेशन तो चाहिए, मैं उसके नहीं बोलूंगा. डेटाबेस में और आपको अंदर जाना पड़ेगा, समझे ना, और अंदर लाइक जॉइंस क्या होते हैं. आई हैव नॉट आस्क्ड यू क्वेश्चन बट यू माइट बी नोइंग इट, बट उस लेवल पे आपको जाना है. आईओसी बहुत अच्छे से पता है आपको, एओपी पता है, स्प्रिंग बूट के बारे में भी अच्छा नॉलेज है, एनोटेशंस के बारे में अच्छा नॉलेज है, कोर जावा का जो आपने बताया जितने भी आंसर्स दैट वेर आल्सो गुड. मैंने भी बहुत बड़ा पूरा कोर जावा ही पूछ लिया है मोटा मोटी, राइट. सो थैंक यू. So I hope you enjoyed.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you, Bhushan.
Thank you.
See you again. Okay. With the next version of yourself. Okay.
Yes,
and this was really awesome. So I'll rate you out of 10. Is the highest and 1 is least. So maybe 7, 7.5. But next time when you meet me, I expect you will be scoring 9.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, Bhushan. And everyone, you might have seen this interview. I have given feedback also at the end. And you all need to work on this feedback, whatever I have given to Bhushan. He is a BCS guy. He is from Chinchod branch. he did his graduation and everything about his qualification is from BID. सो जो भी लोग इस वीडियो को देख रहे थे, आपको बहुत अच्छी चीजें पता चली होगी, किस टाइप से फ्रेशर लोग किस टाइप से आंसर्स दे रहे हैं, फ्रेशर्स को कौन से टाइप क्वेश्चंस पूछे जा सकते हैं, कितनी मैच्योरिटी चाहिए, किस टाइप से क्वेश्चंस और आंसर को कैचअप करना होता है, टैकल करना होता है, ये सब हमने बताने का ट्राई किया। आप भी दे सकते हो ये इंटरव्यू, आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन में दी हुई लिंक में जरूर जाइए, भरिए फॉर्म, शेड्यूल कीजिए मेरे टीम के साथ, आपको जरूर इन्विटेशन आएगा। धन्यवाद, सी यू इन नेक्स्ट वीडियो, बाय बाय।